Hello boxing fans, this one is my Dereck Chisora versus Vitali Klitschko post fight, and I'm going to get straight into it. Obviously, before the fight started, Chisora was spat at Vladimir Klitschko, and that was disgusting. I mean, I hate people who spit at people. You know, I remember the first time I saw someone properly spit at someone was El Hadj Diouf in the Liverpool match. And that was disgusting. He was spit the dog from then on, so I can't really respect Chisora as a man. But after the 12 round fight, I can respect Chisora as a fighter. So round 1, how did it go? Well, Vitali did well. He landed some good jabs, some good straight right hands, you know, but he didn't seem to hurt Chisora like he hurt Dereck in the first round in their fight. Big difference between them two, obviously. In round 2, anyway, you know, it was a better round from Chisora. He landed some good looping right hands. He kept the fight close, but still it was a Vitali round for me. So I did 2 rounds for Vitali at this point. Anyway, next round, round 3, there was another Vitali round, but this one was real close. You see, Vitali landed some good shots, but Dereck was throwing these wild looping right hands, and he was landing some of them. And he was also starting up his body work, the jabs to the body. And you know, Vitali's got no defence against the jabs to the body at all. So he was taking some shots there. And at this point you could start to see where it was going. Round 4, this is supposed to be the point where he kills him, really, wasn't it? It was supposed to be the massacre, this one. And in fact it wasn't. At round 4, this was an even round for me. You could see that the style of the Chisora was a mixture of Joe Frazier and Antonio Margarito combined. He was landing some shots, Vitali landed some shots. I couldn't separate them. I thought Chisora controlled the round for a much longer period of time, but Vitali maybe landed the same amount of shots, so I called it even, but I could understand if you scored it either way for that one. Anyway, round 5, this was the last dominant round by Vitali Klitschko. He landed some good shots, his right hands, his jabs, but once again nothing was hitting Chisora, so you have to talk about him on the back foot. What's he like on the back foot? Moving on to round 6, right? In this round, Chisora landed the better shots. This was definitely a Chisora round for me. You see, Vitali had his mouth open, he was sucking in air, right? He took some big right hands, and he was taking big shots to the body too. He looked very disorganised. He managed to keep the round close, in my opinion, but just telling you this, all judges gave this round to Chisora too, and I gave this round to Chisora. So it was a close round, but it was Chisora's round. You see, round 7, this was either even or Chisora's round. It wasn't Vitali's round, in my opinion. You see, Chisora started fast, right? He was landing the good right hands. He was landing some looping right hands. He was landing some shots to the body. He was quick. He switched from body to head, body to head. It was brilliant, right? Vitali, in my opinion, was panicking. Age was creeping up on him. You see, he had stamina issues from round 6, and he was in round 7 now, so he's sucking in the air again. He didn't look really happy either. He just didn't look happy in there for me. The general output was significantly lower than the rest of his fights, but I have a feeling this may have been due to the fact that it was against an opponent who not only was fighting back, but was landing shots as well. I think that's fair, am I right? I'm right. Anyway, round 8. This was a good even round. No, it wasn't. Lies. This was a good round for Vitali, right? In this round, it seemed like Chisora was having a breather, and even though Vitali was landing some shots, these shots weren't hurting for Chisora to the point where everyone else was getting bowled out, you see. I don't know what was happening. It was him on the back foot again, but they were nothing. All these shots were nothing to worry about. Either Dereck's got a granite chin, or maybe Vitali's not punching as hard as he should be on the back foot. Round 9, anyway. Oh, now this was a good round, wasn't it? Okay, round 9 was a 10-10 round in my opinion, right? This was a good round. Started fast, high tempo by Chisora. You know, he made the old champion move. He landed some good body shots. In fact, he even landed one huge body shot, which had Vitali holding on for a few seconds. I even put that on my Twitter page. Right after that, every time he took a shot on the left side of his body, he gulped in a big loads of air and winced like a bitch. He was not happy with that, with some of the body shots. I don't know what, you know, he gets a lot of protection, you might say, from the referees not letting them fight on the inside. But this referee, for some reason, didn't mind letting them fight on the inside sometimes. and Dereck landed some big shots to the body, and he did hurt him. You know, some big right hands, looping right hands to Vitali's face as well. You know, Vitali did come back late to give him some credit. He landed a few good combos, but the question is, can you win a round based on losing the first 2 minutes and winning the last minute of the round? In my opinion, you can't. So I gave it 10-10, but if you want to give it to Chisora, I can understand that. Okay, rounds 10 and 11 were both close. They were both close, but I gave them both to Vitali. Dereck was happy to take shots coming in, and then he was throwing his big looping right hands. You see, sometimes he missed, but sometimes he was landing as well. The body shots were also taking their toll. He was landing at will sometimes on the body. You see, Vitali cannot effectively fight on the back foot. Now, just here's a scary thought. Imagine Vitali Klitschko of today fighting Dereck Chisora, who's won 25 fights. It's scary, isn't it? Anyway, moving on to round 12, and this was a good round anyway. Round 12 was a good round for Chisora. He clearly won this round. He landed the better shots. He changed from body to the head again really fast. He showed off his better stamina as well. He landed the looping right hands and the body shots. Vitali, to his credit, came back again. He landed some good jabs, maybe some good straight right hands. He never hit Chisora. This was supposed to be the massacre, but it wasn't. Anyway, moving on to how I thought the fight went overall. Overall, the fight was good, but it was supposed to be a massacre. Instead of a massacre, we got a competitive fight. Now, how many times can you say that about a Klitschko fight? I don't think you can you? Anyway, Vitali, this was the first time in my opinion that Vitali has clearly lost rounds. Sometimes rounds back to back since he came back. You know what I mean? You know, Chisora made Vitali look his age. If you said to me, how old does Vitali look? I'd have had to say he looks like an old man in there. And he did look like an old man. Chisora old manned him. Anyway, if I was Vitali, I would retire right now on the spot. You know, retire on top. Because, you know, there are a lot better people out there than Dereck Chisora. People are saying that Vitali's K1. Based on that performance, he is not K1. You know, I've got to point out that David Haye took Vladimir the distance, and the hype was, you know, people were stupid to think that David Haye was going to fight the guy who's got 2 stone on him. So David Haye didn't, he ran. And, you know, he made Vladimir look, well, not brilliant. And in this fight, Vitali was supposed to bowl out Chisora within 6 rounds. And he didn't, and he did not look brilliant at all. In fact, I thought he looked really old in this fight. I mean, with Vitali, if he was going to try and fight David Haye, you know, I'll tell him to think twice about that. Because you've got a champion, an old champion, who cannot go past round 6. And this is back-to-back fights against Dereck as well, without blowing really hard, being really shattered. You know, he takes shots because his reflexes are not what they used to be. Dereck Chisora's big right hands, there's not a lot of power behind them. If David Haye was putting the power behind him, it would be a lot worse. You have to admit that. You know, and the other thing is his power. Vitali's power on the back foot is severely overrated. Now, I mean, does Vitali Klitschko chase David Haye next? And I mean, David Haye's retired, so it's no hair off his back no matter what Vitali chooses to do. But if I was Bonte, in other words, Vitali's manager, I wouldn't be chasing this fight at all. I would be saying retire, you've got to retire now. I mean, he could fight Ariola again, but who's going to want to see that fight? Ariola's going to be spared on by this fight. You know, I'm going to close the statement, do a closing statement now, and you know, Dereck Chisora as a man is a total cunt. Before the fight, it made me laugh. Spitting at Vladimir, that was disgusting. I respect him as a fighter though, because he didn't half give it his all. And he didn't do himself any disjustice in the actual fight. While Vitali's still the world champion, he's definitely lost a fight to Father Time recently. And that's how I'm going to end it. Tell me how you thought the fight went. Oh shit, the shoutouts. I forgot about the shoutouts. Well, now I'm going to do the shoutouts for anyone who got this fight right, and that is Vitali by unanimous decision. Shoutouts over. No one got it right.